country is now well past the second month of nationwide lockdown, as it is the 65th day of the extended lockdown today. Even as the world reels under the pangs of the pandemic, politics in Nepal, especially the border issues with India, have drawn major attention in recent days. Good morning, I am Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. Number of coronavirus cases in Nepal climbs to 772 with 90 more cases detected yesterday. Cases alarmingly rising in Province 5. Number of Nepalese returning from India through border transits increases by the day. Lack of proper screening for the risk the spread of virus. Annual economic survey conducted by the government reveals increase in per capita income and decrease in overall poverty. Foreign loan rises to 1.1 trillion rupees. And a post by US President given a fact-check level by Twitter for the first time. Trump in response accuses Twitter of interfering in 2020 presidential elections. The number of coronavirus cases in Nepal has surged to 772 with 90 new cases detected yesterday. This is the highest single-day increase in coronavirus infections in the country. During the regular press meet yesterday, spokesperson of the Health Ministry, Dr. Vikas Devkota, informed that 26 individuals from Kapilvastu, 22 from Rautahat, 12 from Surkhet, 8 in Banke, 5 in Siraha, 2 each in Siangja, Argakhaji and Gulmi, 1 each in Dhanusa, Rupandei, Kailali and Acham were diagnosed with the novel coronavirus yesterday. There are now 617 active cases in the country, while 155 individuals from across the country have returned home after complete recovery so far.
कपिलवस्तु जिल्लाको यशोधरा गाउँपालिका वडा नम्बर 1, 2 र 8 का जम्मा 24 जना थप पोजिटिभ को पहिचान भएको छ, जसमध्ये 2 वर्षकी बालिका 1 जना र 19 देखि 55 वर्षसम्मका पुरुषहरू 23 जना हुनुहुन्छ। विवरण अनुसार प्रदेश नम्बर 1 मा 26 जना डिस्चार्ज भएर गइसक्नु भएको छ हालसम्म। त्यसैगरी प्रदेश नम्बर 2 मा 76 जना, बागमती प्रदेशमा 11 जना, गण्डकी प्रदेशमा 2 जना, प्रदेश नम्बर 5 मा 35 जना र सुदूरपश्चिम प्रदेशमा 5 जना गरी कुल 155 जना हालसम्म डिस्चार्ज भएर जानुभएको छ।
Spokesperson Dr. Devkota informed that a total of 88,282 people are in quarantine centers across the country so far. Province 5 has become the worst hit region with 331 positive cases, which is 43% of the total cases in Nepal. According to the ministry, 154 individuals in Baki and 109 individuals in Kapilvastu have tested positive. With this, the virus has so far spread to 46 districts across the country. The number of citizens returning to Nepal from India through the Gauri Fanta transit in Kailali has been increasing by the day. Additional 5,000 Nepalese entered through the border transit yesterday itself. A majority of them, however, have been stranded at the transit as the local administration is facing a hard time managing these people and is sending them to their respective home districts. Many of the Nepalese stranded at the border transit are compelled to go through various hardships related to food and shelter, among others. Meanwhile, the bus drivers deployed by the local government to rescue the stranded citizens have themselves been complaining of different difficulties on the way. Locals back home have often been denying even drinking water to the returning travelers out of fear of contracting coronavirus, which has added to the plight of the migrant citizens. Likewise, due to the large number of people returning on daily basis, it has been increasing difficulty for the local administration to manage and support them. Meanwhile, none of the concerned authorities have cared for the coronavirus screening, which has further risked the spread of the novel coronavirus in the far west. Likewise, the number of Indian citizens returning to their homes through Behalia border transit in Rupandei has also been increasing recently. Many among the returning Indian nationals are elderly, children and women who are forced to bear the brunt of the heat coupled with a lack of food and shelter. Thousands of Nepali daily wage workers in India have started returning home after India eased its lockdown measures. A majority of such workers, however, have been returning to their home districts without undergoing health screening, risking the spread of coronavirus to a large population. The government has failed to provide adequate testing kits to carry out coronavirus tests in these districts. The screening of individuals who are staying in quarantine centers in Bara and Rohtak districts has been stalled due to the lack of adequate testing kits. Meanwhile, the local levels themselves are preparing to purchase the kits on their own after the federal and the provincial governments failed to provide them. The Indian police deployed at the border transits have recently been allowing Nepali citizens to enter Nepal without health screening, which is against the agreement forged between the governments of Nepal and India. As many as 300 to 400 Nepalese have been entering Nepal via different border transits at Bara and Rohtak districts on a daily basis. This has increased challenges in the proper management of the quarantine centers in the districts. The government has formed a 5-member committee to probe into the incident of ethnic violence that took place in Rukum and has committed to prosecute the perpetrators. Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa, while responding to the questions raised by lawmakers regarding the incident, informed that the government has entrusted the committee led by the Joint Secretary at the Ministry to submit its report to the government.
यस घटनाको सत्य तथ्य छानबिन गरी राय सहितको प्रतिवेदन पेश गर्नका लागि गृह मन्त्रालयका सहसचिवको संयोजकत्वमा प्रहरी वरिष्ठ उपरीक्षक, राष्ट्रिय अनुसन्धान विभागको अधिकृत प्रतिनिधि, महान्यायाधिवक्ताको कार्यालयका अधिकृत प्रतिनिधि र गृह मन्त्रालयको उपसचिव रहने गरी 5 सदस्यीय छानबिन समिति गठन गरिएको छ र निश्चय पनि चाहिँ यो छानबिन समितिले यथाशीघ्र चाहिँ सत्य तथ्य पत्ता लगाए चाहिँ दोषीहरूलाई चाहिँ कानुनको कठघरामा चाहिँ उभाउने छ भन्नेमा गृह मन्त्रालय चाहिँ विश्वस्त छ.
Urging the lawmakers not to politicize the incident, Minister Thapa assured that the government would fairly investigate the issue. However, lawmakers have demanded for a parliamentary committee to probe into the incident. Lawmakers have expressed their dissatisfaction over the negligence of the local administration by overlooking the violence based on ethnicity. They have urged the government to take stern action against the perpetrators and refrain from politicizing the incident. 3 people from Jajarkot died in Rukum West when locals attacked youths out of ethnic discrimination on Saturday, while 3 are still missing. The annual economic survey conducted by the government has revealed that the per capita income in Nepal has increased with decrease in overall poverty. Presenting the annual economic survey in both House of Representatives and the National Assembly yesterday, Finance Minister Yuvraj Khatiwada informed that the per capita income has increased by 7% and has reached 126,000 rupees per annum. It was 117,000 rupees per annum last year. Likewise, the government has claimed that the poverty has decreased to settle at 16.67%. However, the pandemic of COVID-19 has shrunk the expenditures of public as well as private sectors. According to the economic survey, this year the investment is expected to decline by 3.4% due to the ongoing lockdown imposed in a bid to curb the coronavirus outbreak. The government is facing a deficit of over 1.14 trillion rupees. A total of 91.9 billion rupees of loan has been added since the beginning of the current fiscal year. According to the survey, transparency in public expenditure, significant achievement in controlling revenue outflow, and increase in foreign investment have been counted as area of success for the government in the current fiscal year. A total of 29.67 billion rupees from Department of Industry and 155 billion rupees from Investment Board have been sanctioned for the investment. Likewise, electricity generation has increased by 8% with the production of 1,355 megawatts. Meanwhile, the economic survey has claimed that the access of electricity and water supply has reached 90% of the total population. All the political parties represented in the federal parliament have vowed to amend the constitution to incorporate the new political map of Nepal. In the all-party meeting called by Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli yesterday, the parties expressed their commitment to support the government for constitution amendment. Speaking at the meeting, Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba said that the main opposition party is always with the government to retrieve the encroached land of Nepal, and the party would come up with official decision through the Central Committee meeting. They will also urge the government to settle the ongoing border disputes with India at the earliest following the release of the political and administrative map of Nepal on 18th of May, including the Nepalese territory of Limpiadhura and Lipu Lake. During the meeting, leaders from Janta Samajwadi Party urged the government to address the political issues of Tarai Madhesh while amending the constitution. They called the government to first address their political agenda during the charter amendment, even as lending their support to the government in the map issue. And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what should be prioritized in the upcoming annual budget? And our options are option A, containing coronavirus, option B, economic rehabilitation, and option C, cutting down unnecessary expenses. The voting for the question is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And in view of the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, we have decided to drop our special segment Laugh Out Loud and replace it with a special package on novel coronavirus.
There have been difficulties in identifying the individuals who have come into contact with the ones infected with COVID-19 in the country. Despite the daily increase in infection cases, the concerned authorities have neither mobilized adequate human resources for contact tracing, nor the errors occurred while unveiling the address of infected individuals have been rectified. The Ministry of Health and Population has often been publishing the permanent address of the infected instead of the immediate address, which has resulted in added challenges in contact tracing. Meanwhile, the ministry has also been showing indifference towards implementing the plan to mobilize adequate health workers at every local level. All such errors and negligence has been risking the virus outbreak to a larger population without notice. This has been largely attributed to the lack of coordination between the ministry and the concerned department. The government has still been prioritizing rapid diagnostic tests, even as the World Health Organization has not approved it for clinical purposes. It may be recalled that the Nepal Health Research Council, under the government's jurisdiction, itself advised the government to stop using the RDT kits as it is not approved by the World Health Organization. After widespread concerns about its reliability, India and Spain, among other countries, even returned the RDT kits after purchasing them. Lawmakers had raised questions at the parliament regarding the RDT test in Nepal after a frequent number of coronavirus cases were detected even after testing negative via RDT method. Speculations are being raised towards the government's tendency towards prioritizing coronavirus screening via RDT despite international studies confirming its unreliability compared to the PCR test. Many Nepali nationals who had been stranded in different Indian cities due to the extended lockdown amid the coronavirus pandemic have managed to return to their home districts after significant hardship. It was only after India relaxed the lockdown measures, allowing some bus and train services to operate, they were able to make a return to Nepal. With a massive surge in COVID-19 cases in India, which resulted in many Nepali nationals losing their jobs in the various Indian cities, has prompted them to return home. Many of these citizens went through a horrifying experience of traveling at the time of the pandemic and staying in cramped quarantine centers, while some had to spend time without food and money. Despite returning home, it has not ended their sorry plight, as they are now demanding the government for better and safer quarantine stay. Most of them landed in Nepal without proper screening and regular health checkup.
And those were our latest headlines. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Stay home, stay safe, and have a good day.